aggressive at all 5 spots, which we haven't been consistently. So a lot of good that came from that. Of course, that doesn't guarantee success moving forward, but certainly it was a great start to give us some momentum.
No doubt. I know you talked to Greg earlier today about it would be nice if you can bottle it up, but not every night are you going to play an undefeated number 2 ranked team. But what is the key to bringing that same energy and passion as often as you can?
Just a mindset that this is who we are and this is how we do things. And, you know, I think a lot of it has been kind of not letting go. You know, we played very efficiently and probably more energetic when Darren wasn't playing. No fault of Darren. Then Darren comes back, and then, you know, people kind of defer and wait on him to do something and watch him, which in some ways it's not all bad, but it's not a formula for success against good teams. You got to have everybody aggressive and going to make plays, and he's still going to get the majority of the shots. But on the flip side, everybody else can look for theirs as well. I don't think that since conference play has started and Darren's come back, it hasn't been a seamless transition in that everybody still understood how they're going to score and what roles are and things like that. So as we keep going, hopefully that'll become more seamless, and we'll be able to get the best out of everybody still, which is what you need as a team. And the other night, I thought we did that.
There's aggressiveness offensively. There's also aggressiveness going after loose balls, and that dive. By Elmarco Jackson was such a great play that even Jay Billis was tweeting about it the next day as maybe the best play he'd seen all year. When you have a moment like that, it's certainly galvanizing and can be a catalyst. In that game, but what can it be in improving to the guys going forward, the tenacity to bring on those loose balls and rebounds as well?
Well, you know, you should play a certain way regardless. But the thing about it is that's a lot of attention for a guy that didn't make a basket on that possession. A lot of attention for a guy that scored 1 field goal in that game. That's what's good for everybody to see, because it was the best play anybody's made this year, and it didn't show up in the stat sheet, right, which is what makes it so good and so cool, because that's what teams do. They make plays that give you the best chance to win games and win possessions, and he certainly did that.
Pretty special stuff. When we come back, we'll break down the Baylor Bears right after this on the Kansas Insurance Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
You want to go platinum? Check out some of these fresh tracks. Yeah, you feeling it? Now we break it down.
If you really want to go platinum, play the Platinum Payout Scratch Ticket from the Kansas Lottery. You could win up to $500,000 instantly, plus $500K in the second chance drawing.
Now let's slow things down for the vibes.
Yeah, for the vibes. Platinum Payout. See kslottery.com for details.
Do you have a reason to smile? If you have healthy teeth, you definitely do. And if you're covered by Delta Dental of Kansas, you have another reason to smile. Delta Dental of Kansas has many fabulous dental insurance coverage plans with a range of options to fit your life. You decide what you need. The whole process is so super easy. Plus, Delta Dental has the largest network of dentists in the entire nation. Yep, another reason to smile. Go to deltadentalks.com and click on Shop for Insurance to get started.
Youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Get ready for more with head coach Bill Self. Once again, here's Brian Haney.
We continue our pregame conversation with head coach Bill Self and break down Scott Drew's Baylor Bears at 11-5, 1-3 in the league. They've had a monster schedule these first 2 weeks, and I like what you said earlier today. A lot like your team, probably capable of a lot more than what they've shown the first 2 weeks. So, what impresses you the most about this Baylor team?
I don't think that's the way that I would say it, because it doesn't take into account that they've been beat up and haven't been whole. So they're better than their record. Got it. Definitely says that, but I don't think it's because of anything other than they've been like us. They've been not whole and dealing with some stuff. But when they get good, they're going to be really, really good. And I'm hoping the same for us. They got two guys that'll probably be first-round draft picks this year. And so in Carr and obviously Tunde Yesufu. So we've got to be really on point tonight because they're so capable.
Skillings is questionable, but you look at it, 6 different players average double figures, speaking to that capability you're talking about, and they average 89 a game, just scored 94 at Oklahoma State, so maybe some defensive specific keys against such a capable offensive team. Yeah,
they've hung a lot of points on, they got 3 opponents where they hung 132 and 115, 111, which kind of skews the stat sheet, but even without that, they're still averaging 85 a game, and we got to do a really good job on their guards. They'll score inside, but where they beat people is their guards getting numbers, and we got to have good switches when we are switching, and then when we're not, we got to have great help from our bigs.
Attacking the glass will be a huge key, I'm sure. Further keys for a Kansas win.
Hanlon's changing defense. Scott usually, he'll play zone, sprinkle it in, and do some different things. He always has. But I would say the consistent aggressiveness. You're not always going to make shots. You're not always going to do things great on the offensive end. But we can certainly play with pace that we've been inconsistent in doing so.
All right. As always, Coach, thanks for the time. Best of luck tonight.
Thanks.
That's head coach Bill Self. More pregame coming up next on the Kansas Insurance Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
Enjoy more ways to save at Dillon's, like low prices in every aisle. And when you download the Dillon's app, you can clip and save more with digital coupons every week. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. At Dillon's, you can enjoy more ways to save and more rewards every time you shop. So it's always easy to save big every day with savings and rewards. Dillon's, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
No matter your level of play, LMH Health and Ortho Kansas provide championship care to all members of the Lawrence community and beyond. Our experts in sports medicine and orthopedic care have partnered on the field with athletes for more than 45 years, providing innovative treatments and therapies for athletes of all ages. Call us at 785-843-9125 or visit lmh.org/orthokansas to learn more. LMH Health, a partner for lifelong health.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
Our national anthem. Welcome back to Allen Fieldhouse. Time for our Have a Game Plan segment, brought to you by the Kansas Department of Insurance, who reminds you to make a game plan before you invest at smartinvestks.gov.
What I'd like to see is Kansas to continue to get the ball in the post. We had Bryson Tiller and Flory both have nice games, double-digit points and rebounds, and did a nice job in the paint. That opened things up for others. And the other thing that I liked on Tuesday night is they let Darren play off the ball. Continue to let him play off the ball, bring him off some screens. He's still going to have the ball in his hands a lot at the end of shot clocks, in a halves, games, whatever. But get him off the ball.
So Kansas glad to catch him while they're still a little bit incomplete. He's only playing about 14 minutes a game.
Yeah, and it's been, just trying to pick everything up and didn't have the career he wanted at the next level. Figured it out. Baylor did nothing wrong and signed him, and now he's just got to get acclimated into this game and get comfortable with Scott Drew.
Baylor will send a 6'5" wing to the jump circle, Cam Carr, opposite of the 6'10" Flory Bidunga, who whiffs on the first bat attempt but gets it on his second poke. And KU scoops it up and will have the ball first from right to left as we view the floor. Darren Peterson to walk it up. Trey White with his pink shoes that he hit 5 threes in the other night receives the pass right side. Now they look to feed it in. Flory, deep catch, big dunk, got the seal and the slam, and Kansas strikes first.
Perfect delivery by Bryson Tiller right over the top corner of the backboard. Great place set up from the jump. Get it in the paint.
Agbim has it on the tail feather of the Jayhawk at center court, wearing a black headband. Throws off to teammate. That goes through the hands of Carr. Peterson's got it. Up the floor he comes. Left-hand layup misses, but he's fouled. And free throws coming for Darren Peterson.
Just like Tuesday night, off to a great start. Get a bucket early, create a turnover on the other end. Darren goes body seeking, and he'll get to the line early.
How great is a player when he can say that his worst career scoring game was 16 points?
As a freshman, yes. I mean, it's ridiculous. And again, I think it was good for the rest of the team. I mean, I think it was confidence builders. Darren knocks down the first of 2. And Melvin moved around better. Trey got some really good looks, all off the penetration by others.
Second free throw misses, in and out, no good. Rebound underneath to Carr. Peterson had a couple of 17-point games, but Tuesday was his season low, and yet still 16 for the fabulous freshman. Carr spots up for 3 over Peterson. A high arcing shot misses. Rebound Trey White of KU. Here come the Hawks leading 3-0. Council, little stop and go, blows by his man and scores. Pretty little shot on the run, and Scott Drew wants a timeout. Just a minute and 7 seconds in. Listen to this Fieldhouse crowd.
2 possessions, a turnover, and kind of a wild shot. Kansas getting everything at the rim. Couple of layups and a free throw. So Scott Drew knows this building very well, and I haven't seen a minute 7 into a game timeout in a while.
I was going to say, typically you take a timeout to stop the bleeding. In this case, maybe it's a paper cut that's yet to show blood, but he was jumping up off his chair to call that timeout, not wanting to see any additional momentum built by Kansas here. 5-0 Jayhawks. Baylor will have the ball coming out of the side. Out. Same 5 for KU. Stay on the floor, as do the 5 of the Bears. Carr is their best scorer, as Greg told you, at 20 a game. Spent a couple of seasons as a Tennessee Volunteer after being And a shot clock violation coming out of a timeout. Scott Drew's not pleased. How does that happen?
That's a great question. I was about to ask the same thing. I mean, they had 2 minutes to think about it, and there was no urgency by anyone on Baylor. Kind of a dribble handoff, and 5 seconds goes fast, so another turnover by Baylor. Kansas back the other way.
Second Baylor turnover. Council with the ball. Peterson left side launches a three and hits. Peterson on fire here early. 16-4 KU.
Well, Ogby went low. Darren faded to the corner. Easy pitch and catch. I saw him shoot about 200 threes from that very spot earlier today. Nothing but net.
All 200. Here's a 15-footer that rattles off. No good from Yesufu. Rebound Kansas. Peterson's 4 for 4 from the floor. Forget about the 2 missed free throws. He's been electrifying everywhere else. Can he hit another? You bet he can. Stone cold, unconscious. Darren Peterson, 5 for 5. And Scott Drew needs another timeout.
Talked to Tony Bland this morning. He goes, hey, Greg, tonight the #1 pick in the draft is going to go off. So I didn't want to say it too early, but here 5 minutes in, Darren dominating this game. He's got 13 at the 14:25 mark.
Amazing. The 2 little blips from the free throw line. Otherwise, he's been perfect, and we're seeing it at every level. There was the dribble blow by with the left-hand rim finish. There was the mid-range and one when he muscled it through 2 Baylor defenders, and then he shows off the range with back-to-back threes, scoring at every part of the floor.
And what's going to happen now, Scott Drew, good coach, is going to tell his guys, hey, I'm tired of seeing Darren Peterson score, so they're going to face guard him, they're going to double team him, and that will only open up lanes for Melvin, Trey, Elmarco, Bryson, Flory. So, and if they don't do anything different with Darren, he might have 50.
Bud Stallworth, are you listening, buddy? Mr. 50. Of course, that was versus Mizzou, which would trump any other 50-pound opponent. But Kansas, at some point this season, is going to at least see an Andrew Wiggins-like 41 out of Peterson. We'll see how high he climbs tonight. 13 already, not even 6 minutes into this game. Williams gets loose of it to Carr. 13 on the shot clock as they skip over the top to Yesufu. Deep 3 rattles in from right in front of the Kansas bench. There's that NBA first-round pick projection showing off his range.
You know, the double team came, they made the long pass across. Again, Melvin right on him. He just made a big shot.
Draft earlier this week, and Carr's actually moved ahead of Yesufu. They've got Carr going 21st overall to the Atlanta Hawks, and Yesufu 22nd to the Lakers. One more coming, in case you're curious. Yes, Darren Peterson is #1, and Flory Bidunga, 59th.
Oh, wow. Okay.
3 dribbles with the right hand for Carr, spins it in the left, bends at the knees, and hits. The 76% foul shooter converts the pair, cuts it to a 10. out on Powell. Back comes Trey White down the left sideline. Kansas leading by 7. Council collects a pass on the wing. Now out to White, head of the circle. Trey crosses over. Burns Carr. Left-hand layup misses. Rebound Flory. Takes one dribble and banks it home. What a job on the offensive glass for Flory Bidunga.
And that's where I think Flory can operate even better on that offensive glass. So long, great nose for the ball. Got the rebound, gathered amongst 3 Baylor Bears, and got Kansas a much-needed bucket.
21-12, that halts the 8-0 run by the Bears. Carr has it right in front of Bill Self on the left side. Now dribbles to the top of the key, trying to get around Flory, blocked by Bidunga, and then he saves it by keeping his feet in bounds. Hawks with numbers, 5-on-4. Council to the rim, misses everything, and the rebound is Skillings of the Bears. Boy.
Yeah, they had numbers too, and kind of a wild attempt by Melvin.
Now driving on the other end is Williams. His shot misses wide left. Rebound kept alive, though, by a diving Skillings. Carr, an NBA 3. Drilled. A perfect swish from straight on from 26 feet. And the Bears, once down 15, have cut it to 6.
Yeah, second chance opportunity. Has got to be a foul there. Wow, what a move by Marco Jackson.
He drives and banks it in with the left hand. No foul call.
Going to his left, played through a ton of contact and got all the way to the rim with the left hand. Everything challenged by Baylor right now, but offensively, after a really slow start, Baylor's caught fire.
Jackson had just 1 field goal make, but 8 total points on Tuesday. A tip here knocks it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bears, and we'll get a timeout on the floor. That should have been his 2nd field goal of the night, but the offensive goaltending by Flory Bidunga, whose thumb apparently just clipped the ball or clipped the iron with the ball hovering above the cylinder, waved off that initial Jackson hoop.
Yeah, he looked at Bill. Bill was getting ready to challenge it, but he said, Flory looked at him and said, no, I probably touched it. Hey, gear up at Rally House. Shop an outrageous selection of Jayhawk apparel, headwear, and gifts, and more. KU Game Day starts at Rally House.
Pretty cool. Roger Ayers, part of this veteran crew. From time to time, we'll find a young fan during a timeout and toss the ball to him. There's a cute little, what would you say, 5-year-old blonde girl sitting behind us, and she got the basketball right now. Everybody's coming over to touch it and take a picture with it. Pretty cool gesture by the veteran official. KU leads at 23-15, 10:44 to go here in the first half on the Kansas Insurance Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
What's on your to-do list? Wouldn't it be nice to have it all go according to plan? With Midco by your side, you can rest easy with a partner that always has your back. Going with Midco gets you not only proven reliability, but an internet connection built to go further, go faster, and go beyond. If you're ready to add more certainty to your day, visit midco.com to learn more. Let's go.
Dear Winter, Toyota can't get enough of you, because Toyota's got 25 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, and that's more than any other auto brand. From the versatile RAV4 to the svelte Crown, the sleek Camry all-wheel drive, the Corolla Hybrid all-wheel drive, the rugged Tacoma, the tenacious Tundra, and the spacious Grand Highlander with all-wheel drive to keep you and yours safe. Hey, you bring the action, we'll bring the traction. Toyota, let's go places. Based on manufacturer's websites as of 10/20/25.
Hey Jayhawk fans, Coach Self here. When I prepare for a game, I always do my homework. Investing is no different. That's why you should visit smartinvestks.gov, an investor empowerment initiative through the Kansas Department of Insurance. smartinvestks.gov is here to coach you on how to avoid investment
in the overtime game. But right now he's halfway there, and we still have 8:25 to go in this first half. 30-22 Kansas. Baylor will bring it up with Isaac Williams, an A&M Corpus Christi transfer. Their backup point guard. Takes it across the timeline, off to Ratai right side. Now, Najee James will enter in, poke loose from behind by Jackson, taken away by Trey White, up the floor. Council in the corner now. And thinking about the three, but thinking better of it was Peterson. He'll dribble it out and set up the offense instead.
This is where Darren needs to go by him.
Darren floats on the run and delivers again. Darren Peterson electrifying here tonight. He is 6 for 7.
Well, he got matched up with her tie, and I barely got the words out of my mouth. If he's going to be on him, you go right at him, and that's exactly what he did.
Carr leans in, shoots, and hits. Boy, he plowed through a Jayhawk with a strong finish. Got it to fall. 32-24 Kansas. Back comes Peterson from right to left. Shot fakes on a three, finds Council instead. Melvin drives, passes on the right wing to Jackson, who promptly gives it right back. Now Council along the baseline. 15 to shoot. Kicks to White on the wing. 32-24 Kansas. 7:15 to go in the half. Trey driving right side, cut off on the right short corner. 4 to shoot. Leans in, draws a foul, and free throws coming as he baited Williams into a foul.
And you saw Steve Henson and Scott Drew looking at Williams as like, hey, we just talked about this for 2 days. Trey White wants to get you in the air. He's smart, and he just took Williams to school. He'll go to the line for a couple here at the under 8.
32-24. The Jayhawks continuing to play from out in front here tonight. 7:05 to go in the first half. Bud Light is a proud sponsor of Kansas Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
And unleash your smile power with Delta Dental of Kansas. Learn more about individual and family plans at deltadentalks.com.
32-24 Kansas. 7:05 to play in the first on the Kansas Insurance. Jayhawks Sports Network, team respectively.
Yeah, so 6 points by the rest of the team.
37-36 Bears, 2:51 to go in the first half on the Kansas Insurance Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
A strange noise. No matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone or just taking a deep, calming breath to ground yourself. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org.
This message is for Shauna, my mom, who just finished her high school diploma. I wanted to say I'm so proud of you for finishing school. You told me it's never too late to achieve your dreams. I hope to make you as proud as you have made me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Allen Fieldhouse. 2:51 to go here in the first half, and the Jayhawks now trailing 37-36. First 8 minutes or so felt a lot like Tuesday night with Kansas putting the hammer down. The last 8 minutes have felt like anything but, as the Bears on a 13-2 heater and have pulled in front by 1, 37-36. Your 5 on the floor coming out of the timeout. Tiller, Bidunga, Dawson, Peterson, and McDowell.
One of two things right here. Going to look for something up top.
Goaltend bucket is on the board by Tiller, and it's 41-37. Kansas leads Baylor.
Yeah, and again, not bad defense. Everything got a little bit out of whack there. I think one of the Baylor players went for a steal, didn't get it, took himself out of the play, and then it was 5-on-4 for Kansas. And they're so good offensively, they're going to find the right guy. They did. But the message to the team in the Baylor huddle right now is finish this half strong. Finally gained some momentum, held on to it. We're able to get a lead, and there still will be, whether the free throw goes in or not, assuming Baylor gets possession of the ball here. A couple of possessions left in the half, and Bears work that hard to get a 1-point lead. Don't want to lose it significantly here by halftime.
Brian Thornton is here tonight from the Big 12 Conference office. He is not sure what his title is. He's over basketball for the Big 12, and we'll visit with him at halftime, which halftime is not enough time. There's a lot of things we could talk about with Brian Thornton, but that'll be fun.
I believe he is a Xavier Musketeer.
Oh, really?
Nice. Ask him. I hope I've got that right.
Okay.
Delightful guy.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
All right, officials taking a long look at it. Halftime is 51.6 seconds of clock time away. Boy, I don't know on that goaltend. We don't have a monitor, but we do have the big video board at midcourt. The telltale sign is Kansas only showed it once.
Yeah, and was it?
Here it comes again.
Yeah. That's close.
Well, that's very close. Yeah.
I think it's so close that they called the goaltend. I don't think they're going to reverse it. And so, again, John, to finish the half, Kansas, in its last two possessions, got a three-pointer down and then have an opportunity for a three-point play here. Don't want to lose too much ground. The idea is keep that lead manageable by halftime. Got to make the most of the possession that the Bears will get. Make or miss, got to assume the Bears will get it. And with 51.6 seconds to go in the half, and, you can't take that for granted. Got to rebound this miss if there is one.
That was an 8-0 run in there when Baylor took the lead briefly at 37-36. Jayhawks since have come back to score 5 unanswered if this play stands, and then there would be a free throw potentially coming also. But boy, a long review by this veteran crew, Doug Sermons, Tony Padilla, Roger Ayers. They look at it from every angle. Now they are going to talk about it.
Well, and John, we talked about the move defensively that Coach Drew made. Let's see what the call is. Well, judging by the boo, they've reversed.
Well, I think Baylor won the challenge.
Board.
So that made it. So you take those two off the board, and now you've got Tiller shooting 2 free throws. He hits both of those. Net result is basically the same. It's 41-37. KU leading Baylor.
That was a good review, though. 3 points instead of 2.
And here's Baylor's retie. 3, top of the key. Quick 3. Shot is no good. Rebound Kansas.
Yeah, Coach Drew wanted more time off the clock than he got in that possession.
Kansas ball. Jayhawks now, Kansas has made just one of their last 7. But they are on a run and have regained the lead over the Bears. Peterson, left elbow, step back is good. And Yesufu in his back pocket, but not much you can do.
Just right there with him, every step. In fact, Peterson tried to turn the corner on him. Yesufu wouldn't let him. Bears got to finish the half here. 6 seconds to play.
There was an 8-0 run by the Bears, now an 8-0 run by Kansas. Yesufu at the buzzer. It is no good. Would have been huge for the Bears, but the half ends with Kansas on an 8-0 run, and they lead Baylor by 6. At intermission, 43-37.
A really good finish to the half, but it's a disappointing last minute and 27 seconds. Bears led 37-36 at that point, and then the Jayhawks went on a 7-0 run over that last minute and a half. to now get to the lead to where it is at halftime, 43-37.
And you're right, a 7-0 run by the Jayhawks to build that lead following an 8-0 run by the Bears. Halftime from Lawrence. Kansas leads Baylor 43-37. Stay with us, our Bluebonnet Health Services halftime report. When we come back, you're listening to Baylor Bear Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is a longtime supporter of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Baylor fans are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and get your own custom Baylor Bear debit card. With 6 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
We don't just build trucks. We build something that's meant to last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas, which means the Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today.
Right now, qualified buyers get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months, plus $1,000 subvention cash on a new 2026 Tundra. Toyota, let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for offer details. Offer available in select states and ends 2/2/26.
You're listening to live coverage of Baylor men's basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Now, it's time for the Bluebonnet Health Services halftime show. Brought to you by TFNB, the official local
First at 3, right wing. That is top of the key, working against Isaac Williams. Runner rolls in for Melvin Council.
Yeah, another good play. I mean, you get a good look at these guards for Kansas, and that one, Council plays downhill. He's really not even looking for a 3. When he gets the ball, he wants to take it with abandon to the rim. That's what he did. Pretty good defense by Williams.
Jayhawks equal their biggest lead of the night at 55-40. Now a steal and an alley-oop on the turnover. The alley-oop dunk and a foul, and listen to this crowd.
That's why you can't have live ball turnovers in this field house. You just can't do it. Because what happens at the other end, you've got a breakaway, you've got a dunk, and that time you add a foul and the possibility of an and one. And that lead, John, which was 7 at halftime, has blossomed to 17 less than 5 minutes into the second half.
Timeout on the floor, 15:45 to play. Kansas leads Baylor 57-40. You're listening to Baylor Bear Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Kids can now join the Baylor Cub Club, the official kids club of Baylor Athletics, presented by Green Eye Associates. Fans 12 and under can register for the low cost of $25 and gain exclusive benefits and access to Baylor Athletics events. Members receive free admission to select events, exclusive giveaway access, and their own membership package. To register your Cub, please visit BaylorBears.com/Cub Club. Sign your Cub up today.
Everything we do for you. Slam dunk benefits at First Central Credit Union. Tip off with free checking that pays cash, less fees, great rates, quick local loans, easy online applications, a free mobile app, secure remote control cards, 24/7 deposits, and more services at our ATMs, and a free new member t-shirt. Join today at firstcentralcu.com. We're your team. Everything we do for you.
Eligibility and application requirements apply. Member NCUA.
You're listening to Baylor Men's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
15:45 on the clock. Kansas has their biggest lead of the night now, 57-40. Pat, they've outscored the Bears 14-3 to start the second half.
Well, and we played that cut from Bill Self's interview about how Baylor gets 38 from 2. It's 38 by 2, and those 38 are provided by Yesufu and Carr on average on the season. And so he's figured out a way in the second half to keep those guys in check. Yesufu 0 for 2. Carr is struggling to get shots away, which is what he's going to expect all season long. The Bears need points. Obi
the best version of Darren as he's getting back to 100% healthy. Haven't even talked about anything as of late because he's been playing entire games and has been great. So here's a little zone that we used to see from Baylor all the time, little 1-3-1. Usually they get something up top for an easy alley-oop. Let's see if they get this one here.
Council passes inside the zone to Bidunga. Faces up from 15, skips out to White. Now Tiller from 14, missed it short. Got his own rebound, missed on the stick back. Now wrestling for the ball, and a tie-up is going to give it to the Bears. You love the aggressive attack of the offensive glass, but you got to find a way to get that putback.
Yeah, I mean, he knew he missed the first one short. He was the first one to it, but again, that middle of that zone wide open. So a successful defensive stop with that zone. We'll see if Scott Drew sticks with it.
58-41 Kansas, 15 minutes to play. Skillings playing on that bum knee. Passes off toward Agbim, and now with 12 to shoot, it's Carr out front. He'll try a deep three and hit it over Tiller from 26 feet with a hand in his face. My goodness.
It's a lot to ask of Bryson Tiller to guard a 6'8" long guard that can stretch you and go by you as well. So here's another look to the zone. Going to try to get something up top, but
Carr's got 21. Council on the right wing. Out to Jackson, looking to drive left of the lane, leans in, jump stop, turns and curls back to Council. A three to beat the buzzer, misses side iron. Tiller fighting for the board. A foul on the floor is going to keep it with Kansas.
Yeah, that weak side, Bryson didn't accept the box out. Activity created another possession. Bill Self, who put Darren on the bench for a couple minutes under 16, but with the zone out there now, you might have to have your sharpshooter.
58-44 Kansas, 14-18 to play as Trey White comes off. Jackson, Peterson, Council, Tiller, and Bidunga. A 5 on the court for KU. They lob high to Bidunga, saved it to himself with a tap. Hands off to Council in the right corner. Melvin's been quiet tonight. Trying to get around Skillings. Does. Shoots with the left hand, but misses off the backboard and off. Melvin 2 of 6 now. Rebound Bears. 58-44, KU lead.
And this is where in the first half Baylor really got back in it after Kansas established a nice lead. They kind of chiseled away pretty quick. Now they're going to post Carr up on Jackson.
Carr backing his way down, hooks him, and what's the call? A foul on El Marco. Are you kidding me?
Well, he's going to call the block before the hook. Man, that's a tough one right there.
Trey White will check back in. He only got a 30-second breather. The crowd just saw the replay review. They're up in arms. Half the crowd standing up and jeering in the direction of Sermons.
You know, Doug Sermons always likes to make the emphatic call, and that's exactly what he did right there, and it wasn't correct.
Carr, a deep three, uncontested, misses. Rebound, Melvin Council. That's his most open look of the night, and he finally missed one. He had been 4 of 5. Melvin leans in, floats, misses. Rebound, Skillings of the Bears.
Yeah, Skillings with that bum knee didn't look like it was bum. That was an athletic rebound.
He's playing with a long black sleeve on the left leg that goes all the way to the foot. Here's a tip and a takeaway by Jackson. Skilling couldn't handle it. Here comes KU.
And good job by El Marco. Since there was a lot of guys around him, he just pulled it out after the steal.
58-44. Hawks by 14. Jackson gets a screen at the top. Throws left side. Council takes a three and missed it short. Not his night. Rebound underneath to Najee of the Bears.
And Baylor's playing defense in order to make Melvin Council or El Marco shoot those threes and not Darren Peterson.
58-44. A jump stop, a hang, and a miss from Yesufu. Rebound, El Marco Jackson. KU will push down the left sideline with El Marco. Little stop and go, kicks backwards to Bidunga. Darren trying to get open. Trey White lobs ahead instead to Bidunga. Deep catch, left hand poster jam. He fired it home with a southpaw, and the Jayhawks go up 17.
The two-man game. Trey White to Flory Bidunga, and he was patient again, let the defense fly by, still got his dunk.
Make it a 16-point lead, 60-44 Kansas, 12-10 to play. Each team has 2 subs waiting to check in. Ball knocked into the backcourt off the knee of Najee, but a Jayhawk did touch it. 6 to shoot. Agbin left side, little stop and go. Lost it again, and this time it's off the Bears. A turnover on BU.
Yeah, Trey White stayed in front, forced the turnover, and after Baylor had a couple opportunities to get this maybe to 10 or 12, Kansas gets the stops and buckets on the other end, back up by 16.
8th Baylor turnover, just 2 on the home team.
Listen up, Jayhawk fans. Score $2 off a Wendy's Baconator on every Jayhawk game day, and let's cheer for Bacon big plays all season long.
And all season long, the Jayhawk Network is sponsored by Kansas Insurance. For all your business and farm insurance needs, call Kansas Insurance today. 7 locations across the state to serve you. We have Kansas covered. 60-44 Jayhawks. 11:58 to go on the Kansas Insurance Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
Your level of play, LMH Health and Ortho Kansas provide championship care to all members of the Lawrence community and beyond. Our experts in sports medicine and orthopedic care have partnered on the field with athletes for more than 45 years, providing innovative treatments and therapies for athletes of all ages. Call us at 785-843-9125 or visit lmh.org/orthokansas to learn more. LMH Health, a partner for lifelong health.
There's nothing like the energy inside Allen Fieldhouse. The roar, the passion. That same spirit inspires Aristocrat Motors, where we roll out the crimson carpet for every customer. From white glove service to unmatched amenities and an incredible lineup of luxury vehicles. Aristocrat is the reigning champion of the automotive experience. Visit aristocratmotors.com to shop our inventory and schedule your test drive today.
Do you have a reason to smile? If you have healthy teeth, you definitely do. And if you're covered by Delta Dental of Kansas, you have another reason to smile. Delta Dental of Kansas has many fabulous dental insurance coverage plans with a range of options to fit your life. You decide what you need. The whole process is so super easy. Plus, Delta Dental has the largest network of dentists in the entire nation. Yep, another reason to smile. Go to deltadentalks.com and click on Shop for Insurance to get started.
I told Ron.
11:58 to play. The Jayhawks leading 60-44 on the Baylor Bears. We continue to see the who's who on hand here tonight. Allen Fieldhouse, the place to see and be seen. Former World Series hero with the Toronto Blue Jays, Joe Carter, in the house tonight, rocking a Jayhawk quarter zip.
Well, Joe comes to a lot of games. He lives in Kansas City. Really good golfer, great guy if you've ever been around Joe. And obviously if you ever go to Toronto, he owns that town. I mean, game-winning home run in the World Series, walk-off. He's a legend, and again, one of the nicest guys, and was a nice piece of the puzzle to have in our recruitment of Andrew Wiggins, because the Wiggins from Toronto were so excited that Joe would come to some games. And again, Joe and Bill grew up playing sports together in Oklahoma City.
How about that? Well, don't tell our Shocker friends in Wichita he's wearing crimson and blue tonight, but we love seeing him rocking the chalk and cheering on Kansas. And we referenced Trent Green earlier, several former Jayhawks here as well.
And we got our head football coach 2 seats away from us, sitting here courtside, Lance Leipold. Saw Andy Koldenecki here earlier tonight.
And famous world-renowned leadership author John C. Maxwell sitting courtside as well here tonight. Special to have him in the house. This is the place to be. I kind of like a Big 12 Friday night.
Yeah, let's do this again. You know, the new television package has Fox with these Friday night games. Got to hang out with Gus Johnson this morning, who was one of the most recognizable voices in all of sports broadcasting.
60-44, KU leads coming out of the timeout. KU enters into Tiller, backing his way down on Powell. Leans in, draws contact, no foul call. It's a clean block, they say. Rebound Bears. Yesufu up the floor, lays it in despite a recovery block attempt by Tiller. Basket's good, and the Bears cut it to 14. 11:25 to go. KU leads 60-46. Jayhawks have led by as many as 18. Tiller on the right side will hand off to Trey White. Screen comes from BT, now a kicked ball. And it's going to stay with Kansas. Your 5 on the floor, Jackson, McDowell, Tiller, White, and Council. Jayhawks being led by Darren Peterson's 26 points. And DP currently watching from the bench. Tiller on the right wing, flings to Council in the corner. Melvin trying to get on track offensively. Now McDowell looking to drive. Plows into his man, throws off to Trey White. Now Council, right corner, 7 to shoot. With a blow by, a jump stop, a reverse layup, somehow is good. What a tough angle. What a great finish for Melvin Council.
But that's his move, right to left, gets to that left side, goes up with his right hand, and hadn't been very successful with that all game, but that was a big bucket right there.
Had been 2 for 8 before that make, but that's a big one. Now a fading 12-footer falls on the other end for Ratai. 62-48, the KU lead back down to 14. Council left side with the basketball for the Jayhawks, looking to attack this man-to-man for Baylor. Hawks nearly threw it away as Trey White went to down screen, and pass went behind him. Now White dials up a 3. Missed it strong. Long rebound to the Bears and Yesufu. 62-48 Kansas. Carr steps into a high arcing 3. Misses. Yesufu outjumps everybody. Ball rolls to a teammate, Ratai. He's blocked going up twice. Yesufu gets it. He misses. Rebound Trey White.
0 for 4 on that possession right there from in the paint.
Coach Self won't like the 3 offensive rebounds they gave up, but they get the stop nonetheless. Hawks by 14 with 9:42 to go. Jackson on a blow by across the baseline, has it kicked out of bounds into the cheer section. It'll stay with KU. Flory Bidunga set to return. Bidunga 1 rebound shy of a double-double.
Kansas still playing from out front, up 14, but from the field as of late, 2 of their last 10.
17 points, 9 rebounds for Florida. KU gets it into Trey White, who's also had an off night tonight. He draws a foul on a lean-in. There's that play again.
I was just about to say this is right where he will draw a foul. Didn't get it out of my mouth, but man, Trey White, when Kansas laboring to score, I think he's going to get to the line for 2.
He's 0 for 6 from the floor. His only points came on a previous play just like that one, where he was able to body seek, lean in, and draw contact. His patented move. I'm trying to think of the last Jayhawk that was that good at it and did it that frequently.
You know, Frank Mason got to the line a lot. It was different than the way Trey White did it, because as Trey makes the first of 2, he'd get out in open space and body seek. Trey's more of a deliberate, lull you to sleep, and if he kind of like a James Harden, if he feels your hand on your hand, he goes into shooting motion.
Yep. First free throw good. One more coming. This could stretch it out to 16. Spins with the left hand, shoots with the right, and a flat rock make is good. 64-48 Jayhawks, 9:35 to go. Agbim plays it in and gets it right back.
I was starting to get a little worried about Darren because he was on the bench for a bit with the heating pads on, but he's back in there here at the 9:30 mark.
Williams enters in to Ratai. Spins on White, goes up, misses off the square. Rebound Jamari McDowell. KU will push it down the right sideline. Bidunga hands off to Trey. A lob back to Flo. Another big-time jammer. White on the feed. Bidunga on the throwdown. 9 of 10 from the field.
Trey White's done a nice job passing the ball on a night that he's not offensively playing very well, but man, has he delivered a couple of strikes to Flory for dunks.
66-48. KU leads. Agbim for 3. Got it. Rattled it in from the left wing. He's been quiet because of foul trouble. That was just his second shot attempt of the game. He averages 11 points a game. He's coming off 15 on Tuesday. 66-51 Jayhawks. McDowell on the right side. Screen comes from Flory. Passes back to the big man. Flory spins, a pirouette, and a shot somehow goes over the big fella, Najee. Flo doing it all with the southpaw banker.
Took him to school. Great footwork. And on the right side, went up with his left. Here's a miss on the other end. That's going to be a foul on Yesufu, throwing Jamari McDowell out of the way, and Kansas will have it. Up 17.
68-51 Kansas. 8:04 to go. So substitution for the Jayhawks as now Jackson and Council comprise the backcourt. Trey White, Flory Bidunga also out there. And Jamari McDowell as well. DP will come off and go right back to the heating pads. Well, we were wondering, could he break Andrew Wiggins' freshman scoring record of the Self era of 41 set at West Virginia? May not play enough to. Jackson wide open for three. Bang! Elmarco Jackson from the corner. The KU lead is 20, their biggest.
And a perfect possession. Ball moved, got it underneath, through the defense. Flory makes the extra pass to a wide open Elmarco Jackson, makes him pay with the three. Going to be a blocking foul on Jamari McDowell. Carr and White get into it way after the whistle blew. Carr went up for a shot, and Trey White kind of fouled him. What do you think, 4 or 5 seconds after the original foul? So Roger Ayers clears him out. All good.
Meanwhile, Scott Drew just watching with crossed arms in frustration and wouldn't say disbelief. He knew he was potentially running into a buzzsaw tonight the way Kansas looked on Tuesday, but his club that fought so hard to climb out of a 15-point deficit to take a late first half lead finds themselves back down 20 now, all in the same game.
Yeah, they took the lead at 37-36, then Kansas roars back, goes to the locker room up by 6, and they haven't looked back since. And that was how you finish a half and how you start a half, and that's been the story of this game.
KU doubling up the Bears here in the second stanza, 28-14.
Numerous models, endless options, one incredible experience. Aristocrat Motors is KC's premier luxury vehicle dealership. Shop our inventory and schedule a test drive at aristocratmotors.com.
71-51 Kansas. Jayhawks, 3 for their last 3, have upped it to their biggest lead of 20 with 7:29 to go on the Kansas Insurance Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
Oh, did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did? Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
You want to go platinum? Check out some of these fresh tracks. Yeah, you feeling it? Now we break it down.
If you really want to go platinum, play the Platinum Payout Scratch Ticket from the Kansas Lottery. You could win up to $500,000 instantly, plus $500K in the second chance drawing.
Now let's slow things down for the vibes.
Yeah, for the vibes. Platinum Payout. See kslottery.com for details.
Rock Chalk Jayhawk, everyone. This is Rex Walters, and you're listening to Kansas Jayhawk basketball on the Jayhawk Sports Network.
71-51 Kansas, 7:29 to go. Jayhawks pouring it on in the second half. A team that saw its 15-point first half lead evaporate has put the hammer down ever since. They finished the first half with a flurry and have not looked back post halftime. what do you suppose Coach Self was saying at that intermission? Because ever since, doubling up BU and scorching the nets as well. Kansas 58% shooting after the break.
I was back there for a little bit of it, and it was all about Carr and Yesufu. And if you take them out of the game, then make the other guys beat you, and that's what they've done. They've done a nice job on both of them here in this half, and then offensively got rolling, balls moving, crisp passes, Flory's dealing. I mean, look at his line. 21 points on 10 of 11 from the field and 9 rebounds. And he's, there was a lot of talk. Flory struggled in Central Florida, struggled for 35 minutes of that TCU game, ended up with some big plays, and then foul trouble in West Virginia. And, man, he's been good ever since. And, probably stuck in his crawl a little bit, heard what everyone was saying, but Flory and Bryson have been really good, and that's what you really need is an inside-out option.
How about the efficiency of Flory and Darren put together? More on that in a second. Here's Carr fading for 15. He only shot at 12 feet. It's an air ball and a rebound to Trey White.
That's defensive awareness. Challenged it, forced him into a tough one, and he left it short.
71-51 Kansas. Bidunga's 10 of 11. Peterson's 11 of 13. They've combined to shoot 88%. Bidunga inside gets blocked. Finally a second miss. And out of bounds, it'll stay with KU. The block inside by Powell. Prior to that, he'd only missed once.
Yeah, here's the question right now. Just under 7 to play. You got a 20-point lead. Will we see Darren the rest of the way?
And when will we see Cole Rosario for the first time all week? Council crosses over, fades, misses with an air ball.
I think the Baylor fan base is like, this might be the best unranked team we've ever played.
No kidding. Agbim on the other end, swatted emphatically by Flory. Here comes Kansas. White a lob. El Marco the layup. It starts with a swat. It ends with an alley-oop. And KU goes up 22 on BU.
Textbook fast break, give it up early, and then El Marco filling that right lane.
73-51 Kansas. Yesufu misses with a jump hook. Rebound Bidunga, who wrestles it away from Powell. Hawks want to push again. Leading by 22. They want some more. Council at the top. A lob to Flory. Another sensational slam. Bidunga putting on a dunk fest here tonight.
And he's gassed right now. It takes a lot of energy to have all these dunks. He is grabbing his shorts. Scott Drew's going to give him a rest. But what a performance by Flory Bidunga. His teammates doing an unreal job of finding him. And right now you got a 26-point lead with 5:50 to go. And not much going the way for the Baylor Bears. Kansas in charge.
75-51 with 5:50 to play. LMH is your partner for lifelong health. Learn more at lmh.org.
This reminds me of the Baylor game, I want to say 2020, when Udoka had about 10 dunks. That last game of the year, and that was right before COVID, and man, similar performance here tonight by Flory Bidunga. Play Kansas Lottery's Rivalry Riches scratch ticket, and you could win up to $50,000 instantly. Enter tickets into the Play On app for a chance to win game day experiences.
There have been some epic meetings over the years between these two. Games that came down to the wire, games that were nip and tuck, neck and neck, but this is not going to be one of them. 75-51. For so many years, the stat was KU had more Big 12 championships than they had home losses to Scott Drew. And Drew with just one win in his entire tenure here in Allen Fieldhouse. 75-51. KU about to go to 21-1 at home versus the Bears. Step aside for a timeout on the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network. Brought to you by Kansas Insurance from Learfield.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force, and I deployed 3 times. Being a veteran, it's interwoven into your DNA. It is really the absence of the connection and the purpose that can really drive a lot of veterans to some negative thoughts. For those who are in a suicidal crisis, the window of time to save somebody's life is very short. Our duty is to protect ourselves and protect our families, and one way you can do that is store your weapons safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
This message is for Karina, our mom who finished her high school diploma at age 28. Hi, Mom. It's Emmettith and Nicholas.
Congratulations on getting your diploma.
You worked so hard and have taught us so much. We love you.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
5:50 to play. Kansas leading at 75-51. The Bears down to their last time out. Scott Drew called 2 in the first 6 minutes of this game. Found a way to motivate his team to come back from down 15, but a whole new Kansas beatdown has come in the second half, and the lead currently up to 24, its biggest. Bears with the ball, 13 seconds to shoot coming out of the timeout. Skillings left side to Agman. Kansas switches on a screen. Council picks him up. The kick out to Skilling. Shot fakes on a 3. Elbows Jackson in the eye. Now Carr won't get it off. He missed from the corner, but it didn't matter. A shot clock violation. And Elmarco wincing a bit as he caught an elbow to the eye socket.
Yeah, and Bill Self asking Doug Sermons. Elmarco definitely got stung there, but not going to go to the monitor. Might have something to do with it being a 24-point deficit.
Jackson gives a thumbs up to the Kansas bench as if to say, I'm fine, keep me in. Elmarco right side to Council. Bears back to his zone. It's like a 2-3. Trey White from 15, in and out, no good.
Just hasn't been his night. You know, you look at 2 guys for Kansas with identical numbers, 11 for 13 for Flory and Darren. As Carr finally.
Deep 3. Hits it from 25 feet on a pure swish. Cuts it to 21. All Jayhawks with 4:55 to play.
Sticking in that zone again. Obviously the middle is the opening, and going to see Bryson Tiller flash to the middle, but
Jackson gets a screen from Tiller. Dribbles it right side, skips across the blocks to White. Now Jamari fakes on a 3, will drive instead. Fades from 15, misses, and an over-the-back foul on Trey White is going to send it the other way.
Jamari looks over at the bench, said, my bad. He had an open look on that left wing. He turned down to take a guarded fadeaway from the free throw line,
and that was his first shot of the entire night.
He had some big ones in that Iowa State game. Ended up with 8 in the second half. Made that corner 3 late in the shot clock, and really solid minutes from Elmarco and Jamari on Tuesday night.
Jamari had a career-high 6 assists. Here's a travel as Carr slips and stumbles, and now is injured, slow in getting up.
You know, that's an interesting spot right there, because that's where Baylor sits for their timeouts. And sometimes if the managers for Baylor aren't there to wipe up sweat or water, and that's exactly where he fell.
He's putting no weight on his left leg, and he's grabbing at his left calf right now. We saw Edgecombe get injured in the game a year ago, but the Bears won without him. This one's already been put to rest as he comes off for what should be the rest of this game. 4:20 to go. All Jayhawks, 75-54. Jackson out to Melvin, back to Elmarco. Try to attack this Bear zone. Try to get Trey White a hoop from the field. He's 0 for 7. Instead, Bidunga fires, misses short. Najee with the rebound.
That hurt his percentage. Easier to dunk than hit mid-rangers.
Rebound Bears. 4 minutes to play. Skillings a long 3. Missed it strong. Another board for Bidunga, who's got his 6th double-double of the season. What a line tonight for Flo. 23 and 11.
And Baylor just slowing things down with this zone. Kansas very content to run some clock.
Right now the Bears are being held 25 points make it 35 points below their game average. Here's a pass that goes through the hands of Flory Bidunga and stolen away by Skillings. On the other end, Agnew, a deep three rattles in. And with 3:20 to play, they cut it to a 75-57 Kansas lead. Council to bring it up. Jayhawks taking their time as well with the comfortable margin. Jackson out to Melvin, who here tonight is just 3 for 10. Waits on a screen from Bidunga. Kicks right side. McDowell, an NBA three. Bingo! Jamari McDowell from the wing, and the KU lead is 21.
He's made big shots all year. Not much going in that possession. Jamari just steps up, makes another deep three.
2:39 to play. Due for immediate timeout with KU leading comfortably. But neither team playing aggressive defense enough to draw a foul. See if we get a stoppage. Skillings on the deck, runs with the left hand, misses on a left hand scoop shot. Rebound tapped out to Jackson of KU. Hawks will push. Council the transition three. No, but a follow slam is good. Trey White came soaring in and tapped it down as KU hits the 80 mark.
Yeah, Trey White. Forgetful night offensively, but he's delivered some great passes. He's a threat whenever he's on the floor, and a great offensive rebound that time. So the walk-ons are going to get a chance.
Deep three misses here. Rebound controlled by McDowell. We're inside of 2 minutes to play. Still haven't hit that TV timeout to get those aforementioned reserves in.
And I said walk-ons, but it's Cole Rosario, Jaden Dawson, Paul Mbia, G, and Sam East. They're going to get I think Roger Ayers is going down on one knee, going to be an official's timeout, going to get that media timeout, but gosh, I hope everything's okay. Roger Ayers with Billy Cowgill over his shoulder asking what's going on, but
Ayers, one of the 3 officials for folks who don't know.
Yeah, he's grabbing his right knee.
So we'll get a timeout on the floor finally with 1:42 to play. 80-57 KU leads. And we'll see that slew of substitutions, a wholesale swap when we come back. It's the Kansas Insurance Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
Jayhawk fans, this is Coach Bill Self. There's nothing like the excitement of a big win.
Rock, chalk it up, the Jayhawks win.
At the University of Kansas Health System, a big win includes medical breakthroughs that give families more time together and comfort in times of uncertainty. The University of Kansas Health System is the official healthcare provider of Kansas Athletics, together with LMH Health. Learn more about their exceptional care at kansashealthsystem.com.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
I am the greatest fan in KU history.
I'm the greatest fan in K-State history.
I only wear crimson and blue.
I drive a purple car.
This will never be settled. That's why Kansas Lottery has the Rivalry Riches Scratch Ticket. You could win up to $50,000 instantly and great game day experiences through the Kansas Lottery Play-On app.
I have a Jayhawk tattooed on the arm of a Jayhawk that's tattooed on my arm.
All my children are named Willie.
See kslottery.com for details.
Hey Jayhawk fans, this is 2008 National Champion Cole Aldridge, and you're listening to Kansas Jayhawk Basketball on the Jayhawk Sports Network.
80-57, KU leads with 1:42 to go. Such a dominating week for Kansas, who fell out of the polls on Monday after a bit of a gut punch in Morgantown a week ago. But 6 days later, you have your biggest top 5 blowout in 31 years, and then you take this Baylor team behind the woodshed, currently up by 23 with 1:42 to play. Kansas will not only have a number next to their name on Monday as a ranked team, but there's a whole new swagger to these Jayhawks the way they played this week.
Yeah, it's not surprising. I mean, it's more surprising what we did in Morgantown. You knew back in the friendly confines, Alan Vidal should play better, but It was the number 2 ranked team in the country that we dismantled on Tuesday, and also a really good Baylor team here tonight that I'm going to probably win by 20 plus. So go on the road again next week for back-to-back games. Colorado on Tuesday, and then in Manhattan against the Wildcats, and they're a reeling bunch right now. They're struggling, but they've been struggling the last couple of years, and we haven't been able to get a win up there. So say it all the time, throw the records out the window, throw everything out the window in a rivalry game like that. But first things first, Colorado and former Jayhawk Tad Boyle has got them rolling as well. They've dropped a couple of their last few games, but man, Colorado's got it going out there with Tad Boyle and Danny Manning.
That'll be a late one, 10 o'clock Central Time on Tuesday night. All right, timeout over. Cole Rosario to play it in.
Roger Ayers stayed in the game.
Our biggest goal for the last 140. Let's see Cole Rosario hit a shot, get some confidence on that outside stroke. It's his first time playing this week. Giangala's pass intercepted. It was deflected and then stolen away by Najee. A turnover on KU. Jayhawks haven't had many tonight. Here's a missed shot from the right wing as the Rock Chalk champ picks up a tip and a steal by Dawson, though. 3-on-2. Jaden to the cup. Right-hand runner misses. And the Bears come away from the scrum with Skillings collecting the defensive rebound. Yesufu, a high arcing three from the left corner, misses. Rebound tipped about, and a foul called on the deck on Kansas. Giangala, the guilty party.
Scott Drew has not taken his frontline players out of the game, as Yesufu's still in there.
He's got 3 starters on the floor. He can't obviously have Carr on because he got injured and was being treated at the end of the bench. But
saw him walk back to the middle part of the bench, so hopefully he's okay.
They only play 8 guys to begin with, so that's part of it. 60 seconds to play. Agbam, a deep 3 is good. And as much as he started slow, 0 for 4, he's hit 3 in a row. 80-60 now, Kansas, with 57 seconds to play. And Doug Sermons is talking about something at the scores table. We'll let you listen in on the Rock Chalk chant gaining some steam here with the Hawks up 20 on the Bears. Giangala to bring it up for Kansas. Hawks weave around the perimeter with Rosario, drives it downhill and kicks out to Dawson. Jaden nearly traveled, but gets it back to Cole with 15 to shoot, launches a 3, in and out, no good. Boy, it was halfway down.
And that's been the story of his season. Everything looks good, just in and out. He's right there, and can he get the minutes?
Agbam misses on a 3, and Bia fighting for the board. Cole and Dawson diving, and Dawson winds up knocking it out. Jayhawks will stay on the defensive end here with a 6-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Get it into Agbam with 25 seconds to play. Yesufu shot fakes on a 3. Trying to drive on Cole. Knocks him offline, but fades and hits from 17. And the Bears get 2 final points as the Hawks will play it into Giangala, get it across the timeline, and dribble out the final 10 seconds of this game. What a week for Kansas basketball. 2 games against big-time opponents, 1 ranked as high as 2 in the country, and both dominating Kansas wins. You can rock. Chalk it up. The Jayhawks win 80-62 Kansas.
Another no-doubter. Kansas imposed their will on this Baylor team. 2 guys really going off in Carr and Yesufu, but Kansas had the answers in the second half, limited their looks, offensively efficient. Corey Badunga with a career night, 11 of 14 for Flory and 11 of 13 for Darren Peterson. So that's all it takes. 2 guys for Baylor, 2 guys for Kansas, and the 2 guys from Kansas get the win, 80-62.
Flory finished 2 points shy of his personal best, but I agree with you, a career night when you consider this is Baylor, not Princeton, who is 25 came against, and you get the double-double of 11 boards along with it. Princeton game had 10 rebounds, but to me this is the more impressive of the 2 performances. And Kansas, who at times given up that 15-point